Okay, hi, Queensway, Benny, Lucas, how you doing? You right?
All
Hello.
right, thank
Good.
you.
So,
All good.
welcome to our interview Q&A Wednesday evening. Yeah, I don't know what you wouldn't call it a podcast, vidcast, whatever you like to call it. Yeah. So how are you guys doing? Are you doing? How's
We're
your
doing good.
lockdown been?
Yeah, we're good. Keeping it together.
Yeah.
Trying to keep busy.
Is
Keeping busy. Yeah.
is
Doing
is
lots
the
of.
is the hair getting longer?
Uh, we don't talk about the hair. I mean,
No.
It's not good, is it?
yeah,
I went for a run yesterday. I had to tie it down. It was
Oh
all over the place. It's
no,
getting in my eyes.
it's terrible,
It's
man.
not
yeah,
the one.
You
First thing I'm
got
yeah,
gonna do is
you
all
got to
over.
go bald. You got to go bald, man. Um, Yeah, so it's been. I mean, it's beautiful weather out there, but we got to stay safe, haven't we, and like look after everybody and make sure it's all right. So, have you been able to? I know it's been really hard for everyone. I've asked this to see a few bands, rehearsals and mixing and doing the stuff together. How's that? Have you been able to
uh,
manage to do anything like that as a band?
not really, but it's actually quite good to have like a bit of a break from it, if because it's been like so full on for like the past, just however like since we started the like band.
Yeah,
So like first like couple of weeks were really good because we actually couldn't do anything. But yeah, I just really like we miss it now, I guess.
yeah.
Got
So
too
let's go.
long. But
Let's
yeah,
go back then to the beginning. And obviously, Lucas, you weren't in the Queensway at the beginning.
Not right at
Um,
the beginning, no.
But yeah, so Benny, tell me about sort of like the beginnings of Queensway. I mean, you're from over in Essex, aren't you? So it's like,
yeah, I mean, like I've always done music, like gigs and stuff, like as like a solo since I was like 15.
hmm,
And like I wanted a band, then obviously like we just found that the basement door stuff, and we was like, well, that's cool. We like tried some of that, and then we really liked playing as a band, so we like. And then I got some like more serious people to kind of do it, and then we did the battle of the bands, and then we won that, and then instead of it being a bit of fun, it kind of like we kind of took it a little bit more serious.
hmm,
And now it's like a full time like thing. But the past like since like it's been a year like today since we released Queensway, and it's been like a manic year.
wow, yeah, excellent, yeah, jeez, it is, yeah, crikey,
But like it's crazy. Like if you would have told me like within a year you'd be on tour playing like the Hamel Hootie and playing like main stage festivals and going up and down the country with
mm,
like three of like the coolest people, I just told you you're crazy because I never thought it would spiral into something like this.
yeah. It's
But
good though
yeah,
because you've had a lot of fun with this, and you know, there's been different people coming in and out of the band, and obviously, Lucas,
yeah,
when did you join? When did you join the band?
Uh, it was beginning of September that I saw they were looking for someone, a bassist who was to get involved with something, and I'd actually been to I'd known Cherry, the original, the first
Hmm.
guitarist, from about a couple of years before that, and I was actually at the first Queensway gig at the Battle of the Bands. I
Oh
was
wow,
at that first gig,
wow,
and
cool,
that's when I met Benny,
nice.
and it's all downhill since then. Now we've been inseparable since, and no, I'd met Benny a few times since then, and I'd mentioned that I was a bit
he always told me he did
myself.
music, and I was like, okay. And then I actually checked it out, and I was like, damn, this guy's actually really good.
Yeah, he
Mm.
never took me very seriously, but
No,
no, I went to we rehearsed for a bit,
Hmm.
and then we had a gig within like a month or two of rehearsing, and then ever since then, been a
Gigging,
been a
it's good.
core part of the band.
Yeah,
yeah,
because your
Like,
tour, you went. That was Illpie Records that were sponsoring you for that one, they, and you went all over the place. I mean, you were you
the
down in
tour, yeah,
Bristol, up
like
in Norfolk, and
Brighton, Norfolk,
everywhere. Yeah.
Norwich. Yeah, went Brighton. Where else did we go? Uh, yeah,
Surrey.
then Surrey. Did a
Yeah,
couple of nights in London. Yeah, it was great. But
it's really good, isn't it? Yeah.
the tour is in like two parts. So we did instead of doing one whole tour of going everywhere, we decided we wanted to do it in two parts. So
Yeah.
like our tour. So hopefully in November we're going to do we've got like Liverpool and Manchester and places like that.
Oh, so you still got the tail end of the tour to do.
Well, yeah, like I started booking it after like the last tour, and yeah, so hopefully that can happen in November.
Wow, that'd be awesome.
Definitely prepared for it now, because we was not prepared for going on tour.
So where would you I mean, you got Liverpool, you got a venue sorted out. It's not the Cavern, is it?
No, it's not the Cavern. No.
No?
Apparently that's like the original Cavern's like a garage now.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
well,
like
there's one across the road from the other, so it's like so one's actually just a sort of museum.
No, it's like oh man, I don't even know what the venue's called, but we've got some connections in like Liverpool, and they passed it on to someone in like Sheffield and stuff. So
yeah, cool. They're good places to play music, because I think there's really good crowds up there, and it's like
they seem to just love music and like
having a good time.
I mean, Lucas like was telling me as well about how good like up north is for like the music scene.
Oh yeah, I've got friends who go to uni in like who are like proper musicians, and they love it up there. Like every night they're going to gigs, and the gig culture is just so alive up there, especially in Liverpool.
Yeah. I think we've had a few.
So I'm really excited to go there.
Yeah,
that'd be cool, man. Yeah, wicked. So
spread the word about the basement door across the whole.
Yeah, we need to go mobile. We need to get a big sort of lorry and everything, and just drive it around, and just open up the doors and have all the PA kit and the lights and everything, and just pull up, and then have bands just come and join us, and we go, yeah, it's a gig here, man. It's like some park somewhere.
Yeah, would be good.
You were going to play, because we were going to do one on the 17th of May, which you were going to play at, weren't you? Which is down in Bracknell. That was the Bug Fest.
Yeah, we had that. We was really excited for. And then we had our next like major headline at the Water Rats.
Yeah, nice.
Off with Box Logo Music. That got obviously cancelled, but hopefully reschedule that, because we was excited to do that.
Yeah, big shout out to Evo from Box Logo. Nice guy.
Yeah,
quite
big
funny,
up Evo. Because obviously, like the past year, we've only released one single, because I didn't want to release everything, and then I don't really know. I've not experienced what gigging and music's like, and like I haven't like learned enough, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Obviously,
so you're talking about Charity Shop.
So just music in general, because like last year we released one single,
which
was it's like Queensway,
and then what about the Charity Shop one?
So we recorded that in May. So this year we was meant to like every 2 months we was going to record another single.
Oh right, okay.
So we did we did End Up Dead and Charity Shop, which we recorded, and then we would keep a couple, then release an EP when we go on tour in November, kind of thing.
Yeah. So how does your songwriting work? I mean, Lucas, what do you play? What part do you play? And Benny just tells you what to do and you do it, or do you have your own ideas?
Funny, I'd say I'm like at the minute I like, obviously we haven't had much time to write music because we're playing so many shows and stuff. But I would kind of like have a song, and then Lucas will kind of like put his like bass magic on it, and then Teddy will do like drums, and like, at the end of it, Songtown's totally different because we've all kind of had our input on it.
Yeah.
So
when I started rehearsing with them, all the songs Benny had already written, but when we started playing them live and rehearsing with them, the structure changed quite a lot.
Yeah.
So it was like, I remember Brighton Girl used to be like quite a long song.
Yeah.
And we just changed a few bits, and the energy just completely changed, and the whole dynamic of
it can happen, can't it? I know the sort of like the dynamics of bands they can be quite tense sometimes, and it's like you could if you were. It sounds like you've got it. You're actually quite complementary to each other in the band, because some bands will sit there and someone will write the song, and then the bass player will go, I want to do this, and then the drummer will go, no, I don't like that bit, and then there's a bit of a backwards and forwards, and then the song takes like 3 times as long to write.
We've never really like had an argument about like structure. I mean, like when Alex was in the band, like he knew a lot, and like he sort of like would suggest something, and I'd be like, no man, this is like my song. But then I really thought about it, and I was like, damn, yeah, that's actually like really good. But it's weird. We all just like with like even like the recording and stuff. Like we all just connect really well. I think
Yeah,
that's what.
it's important, isn't it?
Yeah. I mean, Lucas has a lot of experience with like recording songs and stuff. So Lucas has his own.
Well, I was going to
It's
say,
like,
who does the actual recording? I mean, you know, do you do it in the studio? Is it home recorded, or how do you pull things together?
we
Do you?
record.
We've been to the studio a
Mm,
couple
Yeah,
of times.
we record a place in Ilpite Island with a guy called Steve Lyon. He did like Depeche Mode and
okay.
the Cure. He like recorded like Depeche Mode and the Cure and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I mean, we've only recorded like a couple of times, but he just like we do a lot of like pre-production and stuff. So kind of we get there and we just know what we want and we add a couple little bits and that's it.
Yeah, I think it's an important thing, a tip for any band before you go into a studio is rehearse those songs really well. So when you're going in to record, you've got it sort of nailed down that you can almost do it with your eyes closed, you know, and then you're not wasting time and money because obviously studios can be expensive, but you're not wasting a
Yeah,
lot of time in a studio when you could have actually wasted that time back in your garage rehearsing it, you know, and getting it right and making sure it
yeah.
sounds right for you, you know. So yeah.
You know, we we record everything live as well,
Mm,
and we just like we dub bits in kind of thing and like double track. But we
yeah.
so we have to like playing like live a lot really helps with that because like we're so tight kind of thing. Like
Yeah.
we did the song in like 4 takes and then we just like polished it off for like the rest of the
Wow.
day.
Yeah. That's pretty
But
good
like
going. I mean, I think you're right. It was sort of like the more you're gigging, and it's not just that you're not like on stage rehearsing a song. You're actually getting that you can feel the crowd, what's going on with the crowd when you're playing. So you can feel the energy. You know the rhythm of the song and the life
yeah,
that it has. So if you're doing a lot, if you do that, you know, say do one song in every gig you do, and you do 3 gigs a week for 3 months, that one
yeah,
song you'll maneuver it around. It'll change and
yeah,
morph slowly as you're going through those gigs. And then to
yeah,
record it, it's like now you're at your peak. Because when you want to hear, I don't know, when you want to hear I don't know, when I listen to an album or something like that, you know, I want to feel like it's live. I want to feel like it's right here with me, you know, not something that's sort of like, well, that's a bit tame and there's no energy in it, you know.
yeah. No, I get you. Yeah, it's good. But like when Lucas joined the band, like he brought a lot of like dynamics in as well.
Mm.
Like because I was just had this like constant full energy kind of thing, and
Yeah.
with, like
Yeah, we know
it's
you've got a lot of energy, Benny.
it's great, yeah.
We've
But
seen
you
you
need to
dancing,
like
mate.
yeah, but like yeah, like when Lucas sort of joined, and then like I don't know, we all bonded, like we all bond so well, kind of thing, and it's just
Mm.
like it doesn't even feel like because like it's a kind of a job in a way, I guess, like
Mm.
being a fan because like we do want to do it to as much as we love music, we would like to make money out of it.
Yeah.
But so we just like it's like just 3 best friends, I guess, kind of just messing about
Really,
every day.
it's really good, man. So you got a new single, which
Yeah,
we're
like
going to listen to in a second, which is called
Charity Shop Rock.
Charity Shop Rock, which I've heard before, but it's being released as a single now, yeah.
Yeah.
So we're looking forward to. I'll play that in a minute because it's a good old song. So what's behind the Charity Shop Rock? What's the meaning of the
I mean,
song?
it's kind of like it's funny because it started off because I just really like charity shops,
Mm-hmm.
and then like turning like 18 and stuff, I started like going out and I found this like this really cool music venue which is a charity shop, and it puts on like gigs for like really small bands, and it only fits about like 25 people,
Yeah.
and like so it's like this whole and then like the whole sort of style of the band, like most stuff I wear is from a charity shop, and
Mm.
so I don't know, it just kind of it just sort of I just wrote it as like a bit of like it was kind of like a meme, like a joke. Yeah,
It's cool though, isn't it?
but
So
it's got like different background to it.
yeah. So just to clarify, on this Charity Shop Rock single that's been produced now and whatever and being released and everything. So Lucas, you're on that,
Yep.
and
We're
then
doing bass
Teddy's
and
on it as
backing
well, yeah.
vocals. Teddy's on
Yeah.
it as
So
well,
it's the current Queensway lineup. Cool. Okay.
very
Well,
much.
let's go and have a listen to that single, and then we'll come back to you in a second. Okay.
Women's trousers, women's blouses, yeah. I buy from the charity shop. All the records put to metal. You can find in the charity shop. Flowers, vases, women's glasses, yeah. I buy from the charity shop. From the charity shop. Is it one-side wear that makes people stare? If they say that it's wrong, and I just say it's charity shop rock. It's my charity shop rock. It's just charity shop rock. Whether it's meant for me or not, it's just charity shop rock. It's my charity shop rock. It's just charity shop rock. Whether it's meant for me or not, it's just charity shop rock. Is it gonna hurt if I wear a pretty shirt, or if I go out in public wearing a skirt? Tell me, who's it gonna kill if I wear a pair of smart shoes or I'm in high heels? Cause personally I think I look more of a brat if I wore a tracksuit with a wetting hat. But thinking about it, I like the idea of that. To the charity shop to get some of that. Is it one-side wear that makes people stare? They say that it's wrong, and I just say it's charity shop rock. It's my charity shop rock. It's just charity shop rock. Whether it's meant for me or not, it's just charity shop rock. It's my charity shop rock. It's just charity shop rock. Whether it's meant for me or not, it's just charity shop rock. So I've got a date on Monday, and I need to get a new frock. So I take myself down to the charity shop. To the charity shop. And as I walk through the building, I see board games and photo frames and broken watches. And then I realise I'm addicted to the pre-love. Is it one-side wear that makes people stare? And they say that it's wrong, and I just say it's charity shop rock. It's my charity shop rock. It's just charity shop rock. Whether it's meant for me or not, it's just charity shop rock. It's my charity shop rock. It's just charity shop rock. Whether it's meant for me or not, it's just charity shop rock. Charity shop rock. Fuck that bit off at the end, didn't I?
Here we go. Okay, hi. So that was good. Obviously, I've heard the song a few times before, but it's great to hear it again. And when's that release? When's that going to be released on the platforms?
The 20th of this month.
20th of May.
Oh,
Cool, that's
yeah,
good.
yeah.
Okay. Well, we'll give that a nice big plug for you when it comes out as well. So don't forget to send us some stuff and we'll do that.
Thank you.
Right. On to the questions. All right. So our
Should we
first
like take?
question. Huh?
Should we take one each? One each, like.
Well, I have to do the first one for both of you. So you can answer Lucas first, then Benny.
All right, cool.
And
Okay.
then after that, we can sort of like take a question each, whatever, so that Lucas gets a chance to
Right.
speak.
Cool.
Okay.
Thanks, guys.
So Lucas first, then. So this is the one we ask every band on it. It's so if you had a pet snail, what would you call it?
A pet snail?
Yeah. Some names have
That's
been
tricky.
taken, so you got to get the right name.
Well, my instinct is to go for Gale the snail, classic, but I'm guessing has that been taken?
No,
Gale?
definitely not.
Gale then.
No, I don't know. I
Final
don't know how
answer.
classic that is in the snail world, but
I think so. I like it when they rhyme. I had a fish called Quinn, and my brother had one called Finn. So we had Finn and Quinn. The fish.
but that doesn't really rhyme with fish.
Yeah,
I thought you were
yeah.
going to say squish the fish.
That would make sense, but they rhyme with each other. Fishes. I think it's because he wanted it because fishes have fins, and then I was like, well, I'll go
Okay.
Quinn.
Okay, so it's just
So
part
Gale,
of the
final
fish.
answer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Benny, what would you call your snail, mate?
Man, probably like, I don't know, Steve. I don't know, like
Steve the snail.
Boris.
Boris.
Freezer.
Might get squashed quite quick if you called him Boris.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'd probably go for like I don't know, Lord Boris. Yeah.
Lord Boris the snail. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll do that. All right, that's good. Okay. Right. So we have to ask questions where we don't involve the whole band in this, do we? So your genre of music is it's like punk rock type. Would that be right?
Yeah.
Would you call that
Yeah.
indie
We
punk rock?
don't know what it is, to be fair, ourselves.
Yeah.
So we take anything.
I think it's got that sort of punk element where it's got a lot of like energy and power, and it's also got that rock sort of rhythms, and then you may have a bit of indie in there for the chorus. I don't know. So if you weren't doing that style, anything like that style of music, that genre, what other genre would you experiment with? It's a hard one.
Jazz. We'd be a jazz band.
Jazz band.
I'd like.
Have you got
like
ginger
Daft
hair,
Punk.
Lucas?
What about it?
Have you got ginger hair?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's why you want
What about
jazz, mate. Jazz and ginger go
Why?
together.
Do ginger people like jazz? I didn't know
I
that.
know a lot of ginger people that are into jazz. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
Maybe because it's
I
hot.
like-
I
Now
don't
you
know.
know one more.
I'd
Yeah,
probably
now
like like a
Well,
Daft Punk kind of thing.
Daft
Yeah,
Punk.
that like
Okay, sort of slightly more electronic than.
like
Yeah.
synchronized.
Yeah.
I think we'd have a lot of synths. We do something with 80 synths. We talk a lot about having lots of synths and stuff.
Yeah.
So we'd probably do something 80s inspired. We
Yeah.
love
So I remember like people like Howard Jones and stuff like that used to like, that. It's just really, that was in the day. Now when I hear it back, I'm going like, sounds a little bit dated, but I think it, in the right context, it sounds good. It still holds well. It's good. Okay. So this is a good one here. So any crazy fan stories? You got any crazy fans that have like, oh, Lucas is smiling.
No, it's just nothing springs to mind. But we don't have any crazy fans. We have some crazy haters. But
Oh, really?
Yeah. Haters and fans. Yeah.
Well, I suppose.
No, we're usually the crazy
our fans are actually really nice.
No one's jumped on stage or anything. We're usually the ones jumping on stage.
Yeah.
Okay,
We're the crazy ones.
We normally like super fan like other bands, to be fair.
Okay.
That's cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
That's how we got pigeonholed to play with us, because we were just fans. We were just talking to them. We were like, we love your stuff.
And they
Yeah,
do
And,
as
they
well.
was
It's
like,
cool,
and we
isn't
was just talking, and then they played a gig with us on our tour, which was good fun. They're great guys.
So, next question then. We're going to ask one or two more questions. So best gig you've ever played? What's the best gig you played?
St Moritz Club.
St Moritz, yeah?
Yeah, St
Up in
Moritz.
Soho, yeah?
Yeah, that was a sick gig.
So
That was a good one. Everyone was there.
what made that like? Was it like because it's quite small or intimate? Or?
Mum and Dad, Lucas's mum and dad was there, and they was like
They loved it.
Wow.
moshing.
They got a shout out. Yeah, everyone was just there, and it was a good time.
The guy
Benny,
who was running
Benny
it,
got his kit off.
the guy who was running it was like crazy. Yeah, I took my
He was
shirt.
crazy.
I never do that, but I was
Yeah.
so happy.
Wow.
But yeah, the guy who was running it was like really funny, like crazy but funny.
He was crazy.
He kept like calling us like so many different band names. It was good. It's like, yeah. What's been your favourite gig, Lucas?
That's St Moritz Club. Really
Yeah.
good. But I really liked when we went on it's not a gig, but I liked when we went on the premium, the radio. What was it called?
The radio session was really good too.
Mm.
Yeah.
That was good fun.
Right.
Especially with my my bass amp broke just before we went live on air, like 10 seconds before. It was a nightmare. It was good fun. We were literally had about like 6 square feet for all 4 of us. We were like on each other's toes.
Wow.
We've never been so close to each other.
Literally.
Premium blend radio show.
That was a
Premium play. Right. Cool. Okay. Right. Well, listen, guys. We're gonna invite Apehouse to come in. So sit tight for a second. We're gonna bring those guys on now because they're on next, and then you can have a chat with them. I don't know what we're gonna chat about together, but we'll work something out in a second. Okay. Okay. So welcome Apehouse to the middle bit of the interview with Queensway. We've just been interviewing with them and listened to their new single coming out, which obviously we've heard before, but it's being released now, which is really great. So yeah, do you want to just I said with Apehouse, do you want to just say hello and what you do in the band, so we know what each of you does in the band?
Who's going to start?
Yeah.
Hi, I'm Gabriel, and I am the singer and I guess rhythm guitarist. I don't know.
Yeah, you are.
I'd find out fairly quickly, mate, before they kick you out of the band if they don't know what you do. All right, let's go. Albie, what's your role?
I'm Albie. I'm just a guitarist at the Apehouse. I like make all the solos, play most of the guitar parts, stuff like that.
Okay, Kane.
I'm Kane. I play the bass and occasionally write some songs for the band.
Cool. Ron?
I'm the only one left. Thank you. Yeah, I play drums and I'm Gonzalo. Yeah, forgot to say my name.
Cool, lovely. Okay, it's good. So and welcome Ted.
Yeah,
Missed the first part of the interview, but welcome to really say goodbye in a minute. Unless you want to just hang around for a little bit during this bit.
Right at the end.
That's probably one of the questions. Who's always late for rehearsals? Obviously, we know the answer now.
Hey man, Benny told me 4 o'clock. I don't know what's going on.
Well, yeah, we changed that, but yeah, sorry. So we've just welcomed in Apehouse, and obviously we want to find out sort of like how do you guys know each other? So who wants to tell us? Gab.
Oh, we met like a year ago now in a basement door gig. It was
cool.
Was it the 3rd wave or the second? No, it was the 2nd wave of last year.
Heat, yeah, okay.
And we played the same gig as Queensway.
All right, so that was at the Stoop when we played at Harlequin Stoop in that cavernous bar. That was like that was quite
the hardest place to find in the world.
Yeah. Well, we did. Did you? Any of you guys come down to this year's Battle of the Bands?
I did. I did.
You did, yeah. But what about the Apehouse? Anyone come down there?
No, we didn't. We were planning on going to the finals.
Yeah, but you still can. Yeah, we're sort of like.
Yeah, when that. Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, then we'll definitely roll.
Okay, so how did you guys actually meet, Apehouse and Queensway? How did you meet?
Oh, it was about a year ago.
Before I
In
was in the bands, definitely.
in the Twickenham Exchange, I think. Was that the venue in the second heat of the basement door battle of the band?
It was the Stoop last year when you were
Oh
doing
yeah,
it.
the Twickenham Stoop. Yeah.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were just playing, and then we sat on the same table as Queensway, and then we just like started speaking to Benny and everything. But yeah,
Nice.
pretty cool.
It's cool, man. Yeah. Have you done any gigs together since then, or are you planning any?
Yeah,
No,
we do sing together sometimes.
Yeah, we always keep contact.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah, good friends.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, you actually. I mean, when I think about it, I think about the two bands. I think you're not so different in your sound. You've got that sort of like quite high energy, rocky sort of like. It's a similar.
Yeah.
Obviously, there are differences, but it's quite a similar genre that you're playing. So I think you'd probably complement each other quite well if you were playing together on a
Yeah.
gig. Yeah.
We have to make it happen.
Yeah.
After quarantine, we can get that all sorted out, definitely.
That's very true.
Yeah.
They're actually very banging.
Because Apehouse, you did the one at Christmas for us down at that warehouse in Brentford.
Yeah. That was pretty cool.
The venue was kind of nice.
It's really nice.
Yeah, and the
venue.
sound as well, it just like echoed, and it was really loud.
We want to
Apart from Gabriel losing £5, it was all good.
No, I didn't lose the £5 though, because I managed to get it back.
He did, because he gave it, because that was my £5 for my Kentucky, wasn't it? And he gave it back to me at the end. Yeah, he found it. Yeah, it's good.
I didn't fight. I stayed in. No, I gave it back to you. I stayed on the KFC for like a whole like half an hour because the guy wouldn't give me the money back.
Well, they're like that in KFC. They just don't want to give money back at all. Really horrible people.
True, but I got it back, man. That was. Wait, was it KFC? Yeah, it was KFC. It was KFC.
Oh, no,
yeah. Cool.
Also, the stage was
so what we're going to do is we're going to ask a couple of questions now. Queensway, do you want to stick around? Do you want to shoot off? If you're going to stick around, what I'll do is I'll probably mute you so that Apehouse can do their bit. Or
yeah, go on. We'll let you guys do it because I think Lucas has got some uni work to do as well.
Yeah. Okay, and then we'll ask one question to Ted because he didn't get the thing. So we need to know, Ted, from Queensway. We need to know if you had a pet snail, what would its name be?
Fucking hell, I don't know. Probably name him something stupid like Slug.
Slug the snail.
Yeah. Really?
Okay. Sounds like a sort of challenge, doesn't it? Slug the snail, like see if you can slug a snail and
Speedy.
Game,
Call him Speedy, that'd be right.
Ted, if you could make any other genre of music, what would it be?
Another genre?
Yeah, like if you could play like we said, like jazz.
Well, if I could make one up?
Yeah, no pressure. You just got 9 people watching you.
Probably like funk deathcore.
Funk deathcore. Oh my god.
Wow. Very intense.
I've always thought mixing funk and metal would be amazing.
Yeah.
Has that not been done?
Probably, yeah. I mean, everything's been done, isn't it?
I used to work at the Electric Ballroom in Camden years ago when it was goth punk night, and there was a DJ up there, and man, some of the mixes he put together, this sort of industrial side of, you get these sort of like George Michael, and he just blends this stuff in and makes this amazing industrial sound, proper goth sort of like banging away. It's really good.
Yeah.
It's clever
There's
stuff.
some pretty good reggae metal out there.
Yeah.
Which is mad. But I don't know. I haven't come across any funk stuff, so
yeah,
it's a challenge. Queensway gonna go funk metal. That's it.
Funk metal.
That's the move.
See what happens.
Yeah.
But you've obviously just given the idea to Apehouse, so maybe they'll beat you to the punch.
Nah, they can have that.
Cool, man. Okay, guys. Right. Thanks very much, Queensway, for coming along, and we shall catch you all soon. And your single's out on the 20th of May. We'll give it a little.
Yeah, very excited for that. We saw Charity Shop Rock live.
Everyone stream that when it comes out, please.
Yeah, it's good. Cool, guys. Okay, well, we'll let you just wave goodbye, and then we'll see you soon, mate. And I'll just carry on chatting to Apehouse. Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
See you later, guys.
Bye, guys.
Ted. Bye, Kev.
Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.
All the thumbs over. Cool. 1, 2, 3. Right, there we go. So we're back now with Apehouse. Well done, guys. Okay, so we're doing these questions and bits and pieces, Q&As and everything, but we also want to talk about your single that's coming out. When's your single out? Is it out?
It's already out.
Out,
It's already out.
Jane's already out.
Jane,
But-
yeah, that's it, yeah.
Jane dropped days ago, and Gabriel, if you're gonna do the honors or something.
We've dropped Jane this month, and next month got a new song, baby.
Another one.
Only if we get 5,000 streams before the start of the month.
Well,
Which, by the way, is being knocked out of the park because we released Jane 6 days ago, not even 5 days ago, and we've already got 2,000 streams.
Nice. Wow,
So-
that's good, man. Yeah. So how do you, as a band, if you want to get mega streams, have you got a strategy? Do you watch any sort of videos to show you how to get these streams out? There's loads of people who've got the key to success, isn't there? But
First of all,
We probably should have done, but a lot of what we did was just like telling our friends to share the single, telling our friends just to listen to it. It was a lot of like word of mouth and just like Instagram and social media marketing that we like.
yeah.
We just
Yeah, at the same time, like we had been together for a while, and like we kind of got these people that already listened to us, and they were waiting for it. So like, yeah, we've just been growing like our kind of like, let's say, fan base,
managed to
which
build
is not
enough
really
hype.
the right word. Yeah, and then everyone was just waiting for that moment because they had heard the songs live and everything, and they were just literally waiting for it.
Yeah.
And I feel like that was like, I mean,
and I think that a massive important part of it is that you need to get your stuff mixed by Marcus Fiu.
Okay.
If it's not mixed by Marcus Fiu, then it's a bit hard to get a banger. I mean, I'm joking, of course, but he blessed it. So, like, I think that a grand part of it is because of his mixing.
Yeah,
if you think about it, like the drums sound amazing, like sound-wise, but those were electric drums recorded as MIDI files, and he mixed
Wow.
it to that point, and it's just amazing.
Wow.
He's like,
That's cool. I think so. Is he a musician himself? Because I've always found that sort of like I've worked with quite a few studios, and when you get a studio guy who's gone through university, learnt the music theory, come through, and he's doing all the recording stuff, they seem to not quite haven't got that touch of like if they're a musician themselves and they play something themselves and they understand a little bit more. Do you find that, or is it like
Marcus is everything.
Yeah, he's literally everything.
He's everything.
He's guitarist. He plays piano. He does everything. He's
a classical player expert. He's a Rubik's
national Rubik's Cube champion.
Is he? No
Yeah.
way. Well,
Yeah, I thought that was a joke. I didn't know it was actually.
Cube fan myself, bruv, you know?
Kevin, this guy, look, you give him any Rubik's Cube, it can have as many faces as you want. It can be like the weirdest, like, Rubik's Cube with, like, lines going down the middle of the Rubik's Cube.
Yeah.
Give it to him, right? And I guarantee it, in a minute, he'll have it solved.
Wow.
He's just crazy.
There's a sort
I'm
of,
pretty
he's,
sure-
he's obviously gone to the next level that I'm at, because when I was at school, when Rubik's Cubes came out, which was quite a long time ago, you're talking about sort of like when they came out, it was about 40 years ago. These things have been out, you know, it's a long time. We suddenly got, I don't know how we got taught or who taught us. We got taught how to solve the puzzle, and we were all doing it in under a minute, and it was like. But when I picked it up a few years ago, I was like, I can't remember how to do this. So I looked up online, and there's these platforms these levels you can go on and stuff like that, you know. But they don't get that understanding of the cube the way that I had it then, and I can't fathom out how I remembered it all then. But it was just like there's a natural system for it. But if you do like, I'm going to do the bottom level first, the next level, then the next level, and then do the corners, that's a really slow method. You can be quite quick with your fingers, but it's a quite slow method. If you actually learn why it all works and why colours work the way they do and the blocks and everything, it's a much faster method. Anyway,
I'm not really sure, but I think his average on a 3x3 was somewhere around 8 seconds. I think that's somewhere around it.
Isn't it? I mean, how? I just,
crazy.
I struggle with like 2 minutes at the moment. It's like,
Well, I bought one and I took it apart Like I literally bought it, could never solve it. I just took it apart and put it back together. Like, yeah, because it had to look nice. I couldn't just leave it like that.
I had one in the office at work, and I had it in the office, and it was like, I used to say, right, just mess it up, and then whenever I come in the office, I'll do it, just as a sort of like having a coffee and that. And I did it one day, and I was trying to get it, and I was like, I couldn't get it. I thought, there's something wrong here. And then someone let us, oh yeah, he took one of the cubes out and turned it round, so it would always screw up. So anyway, enough about Rubik's cubes. So Jane's out, new single coming out next month as well. We're going to get everyone to stream that up. So what we're going to do now, we'll have a listen to that. So we're going to play that, and then we'll come back and we'll have a chat and ask you some questions about snails and stuff. All right?
Sure thing.
Okay, that was cool. So that was Jane. Great single, as usual, from you boys. Like, doing your good stuff. So I remember seeing you. I remember seeing you a few times now. We'll talk about Jane in a second. I sort of. I remember you last year at Hamwell Hootie when we had a gap?
Yeah.
Was it last year? Wasn't it? There was a gap, and it was like we'd done a few bands and that, and then there's this gap where this band was saying, Well, I think it's about 1:30, wasn't it? No, it was later than that. It's like it's later than that.
It was a
And
little
this
bit later,
Somewhere
banter,
around that, yeah.
like 3.
yeah,
Yeah, around that time.
and this banter man has said like, we said, right, you can go on now, and they said, well, no, we've got mates coming at whatever time, in 20 minutes or whatever. And I was like, and you were walking up and down outside. Who was there with you, Gab? Who was there with you walking
It
up and down?
was Victoria and Esther, I think.
Yeah. And then I turned around and said, I said like, because I'd seen you at the beginning, and you'd sort of said about getting a spot and everything, and I was like, well, it's all booked up and everything. And then when this band said that, I came out and tried and find you, and there you were, just by the wall, and said basically, can you get a guitar and a bass or whatever? Well, we've got a bass and drum kit, but could you get a couple of guys together and come in and do a 20-minute quick gig, So you jumped at the chance, and you were on that stage like so quick, and I was like, wow.
I remember.
I had to run to my house to get a guitar.
Yeah. You just had to get one guitar. And we had the bass, didn't we? So we borrowed a bass of one of the other bands, and the drumsticks from someone else.
Drumsticks and everything, yeah.
Yeah, it was really cool.
I still feel bad for whoever that was. I need to find and give them a pair of sticks because they were brand new when they gave them to me, and I didn't give them back the same way.
Oh, really? Oh, well, I'm probably sure they had probably quite a few of them. Anyway, that's good.
That was the most spontaneous gig ever done.
It was fun.
It's your local area, isn't it? So it's like, it was really handy.
Yeah.
And then we had you down for this year's Hootie as well, which was obviously
it was meant to be yesterday, and that makes me so sad.
It's bad, isn't it? Yeah, but yeah, we'll hopefully they won't have cancelled. They'll think about putting it on later on in the year.
Yeah, in October.
If not, what I want to do is I want to keep the same lineup as this year for next year, because I don't want people sort of missing out on it. Well, if they will, we'll just jump forward and that. So, how did Jane come about? What was Jane? How did that all come about then?
Gonzalo.
So there's one person that we met at our first ever gig, and that person did some very bad things.
Okay, do you want to tell us what those were?
She broke his heart.
Yeah, let's leave it there. Let's leave it there.
Shadows in my room. Can't get back to
I didn't know any of the guys at this time.
Yeah, and then for no reason whatsoever, she decided to come back like a month or 2 after that. We were just like, all right, cool, let's make a song about it, because I kind of got angry.
Yeah.
And then
me and Kane started like me and Kane were like,
they were making fun of it. They were making fun of it, and then from that thing, it went on to an actual song.
Wow.
Yeah, and it was our first like proper good song that we just looked at it and we were like proper proud.
That's sort of like quite cool actually, because I think that's the way a lot of really good songs come out, is from the heart, where something's actually affected you. It's part of life. All the big songs are sort of part of life experience and stuff. It's like, it's pretty cool. Good. So okay, we're going to ask you a couple of questions. Oh, the echo's back again. Okay, that's gone. Okay, no, it's still there. Why is it still there? Can I just bring I wonder if it's me. I'll just bring my volume down a bit. Can you all hear me still? I just can't hear you very well. Okay, I'll bring it up again. Okay, right, so we're going to ask you a couple of questions. First of all, we have to ask you about if you had a pet snail, what would you call it? So
that's a tough one, That's a tough one.
Would you want to go last?
Depends on the snail. Depends on the snail.
I'd probably call it like Rhino or something. Could you remember that film Bolt with the dog? And there was a hamster called Rhino.
Yeah.
I thought that was really funny back in the day.
So okay. So you call it Rhino?
Yeah, so it'll be like the same concepts, because it's a snail called Rhino.
You know what?
Like it.
I'd call mine Bolt.
I'll have to think about that one.
Okay, Rhino, Bolt.
From that same idea, yeah, because like Bolt is supposed to be fast,
Yeah.
My snail's going to be very fast.
Okay, are we going to have a Bolt themed snail thing for Apehouse here, or do you other guys not watch Bolt?
I think you see like those massive like giant African snails.
Yeah.
I'd have one of those, and I'd call it like Kilimanjaro or something, because it's like so big.
Kilimanjaro, nice.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a fat snail, just
mammoth snail.
I think I would call mine.
Leticia.
I don't know.
You have to have a name. You got to pick a name.
I think I would call mine Ophelia.
Oh,
Ophelia? As it say that? So Ophelia, as in
Ophelia.
Ophelia.
Yeah.
A Shakespeare name, yeah?
I guess so. I'm not sure if that is a Shakespeare name. I'm not very
I
cultured.
think you'll find there's Ophelia is a Shakespeare. Yeah.
I'll just throw it out my window.
Was it Midsummer Night's Dream? Was it Ophelia?
Yeah, I think so. Actually,
might have been. I can't remember. I have to check on my Shakespeare.
I don't know though. I'm not very cultured in 1500s literature.
I got a 4 in English literature. So.
Cool. Right. Solo. Right. We're gonna have a little vote. Couple of band questions here. So right, who's the most annoying member of the band?
Oh, do you really want to say?
I think it depends on the day, to be honest, because I know I can be jarring.
I mean, all I know is it's not me.
I think it's me.
To be honest, you know, I don't know who it would be, so I guess it would be me, because you know when you can't see who else is like could be the person, I guess it's just me.
I think it's me though, because I'm always nagging.
It's either Gonzalo or Gabriel, to be honest.
Yeah, I think it's either me or Gabriel.
I mean, I know it's not me or Kane.
Yeah.
So.
I mean, I can
I'd probably
sometimes.
just sitting here. I'd probably go with Gabriel myself because it's like, just got one of those annoying faces.
Yeah, you just want to punch him every time you see him. You know what I mean? It's one of them ones.
Oh, I love it, man. It's cool.
That's so good to hear, guys.
I wouldn't know what I was doing.
That's why I started wearing ballies on stage.
We all started wearing ballies on stage.
Take the hint, Albie.
Right, so who's the most likely to forget about a rehearsal?
Kane.
Really?
Kane.
I've never not been at a rehearsal unless I'm at home. That's like
Kane. You're most likely the one.
Mate. If you're at home, you forgot
it's
about
like
it.
Me. I feel like if actually no, I don't think I'd forget.
Yeah.
But I'd probably be
late.
I
would
be late. You'd be fashionably late, Albie.
Me.
But Kane would just forget.
Not show up.
No, I can't lie. I'd pretend I've forgotten, but I probably would have known and just chose not to go.
Oh, do you guys remember when a certain somebody came late into a rehearsal because of a girl?
Oh no, I can't remember.
No, was it you? It was you.
No, it wasn't me. Do you not remember? Somebody wasn't coming to school today.
No, was it me?
Firework night.
Was I in the band at this point?
Yeah, you were.
Everyone was. I literally know who it is, but Kane still doesn't know.
Wait, it's you, Gonzalo. It was you.
Yes.
Me.
Yeah.
Right, here we go. Next question. I think we'll do the we do that one.
Yeah, let's do that one.
We haven't done that one for ages. Oh no, the bucket list to play with. Yeah, so bucket list person to play with, someone who you think like each individually, or as a band. So
what, like a set list? Perfect set list?
No, like someone. So like, say if I turned around and said, "Man, I would love to play with Queen or with Rolling Stones or some of my era." So
that's an easy question.
We do that individually.
Yeah, let's do it individually. Yeah, we'll start with you then, Albie. Yeah, let's do that.
Okay, so if anyone ever asks me a question like that, the answer's always gotta be Omar Apollo for me. He doesn't really do like rock music or anything similar to like what we do, but because I listen to a lot of other music that is pretty like not similar to what we play. Omar Apollo does like, sort of like funky R&B kind of stuff.
Yeah,
and I've just seen him on live, and his stage presence is unbelievable.
Wow.
I just love to be like on the stage matching his energy.
Okay.
It'd be so much fun because it's just infectious watching him play.
Wow, that's good, isn't it? Cool. Okay, man. Kane, you're next.
I probably have to say someone like Stevie Wonder because he's just so sick when he's like playing like in a live set. Like the musicality that is made is fucking like sick to watch.
He's
so
insane.
I think that'd be quite good. Yeah, so playing alongside him would probably be really sick. I don't know if I could keep up with him, but it'd be worth a shot.
Yeah.
I wouldn't pass that kind of opportunity. Or maybe Snoop Dogg, because Snoop Dogg.
I saw you're the second person that's done the sort of Stevie Wonder one. And I said this before, I saw Stevie Wonder at Wembley many, many years ago. And he was absolutely, I think he's probably the best act I've ever seen on just non-stop. The guy's got so much power and energy in him, and he just didn't stop. I think he was playing for about three hours minimum, non-stop. He never went off stage. He walked around the corner to get a drink or whatever, but he was always on stage, and he just kept coming up and played all these songs and everything, you know. And at one point, he jumped up on the stool, the piano stool, and he was just jumping up and down, dancing on this stool, and you're thinking, oh my God, man, the stool's only this big. So someone shouted at the bottom to one of his guys, his backing singers and that, and they ran up to the top and took his hand to put on their shoulder so he could carry on jumping that. But he was like, I think he just loses himself completely in his music, and it's
you
so
can see
visible.
like when he's shaking his head like this, you can tell he's like truly vibing to his own tunes.
Totally wrapped up. Gabriel.
I have two bands. First one would be the Foo Fighters. I don't know. I just love Dave Grohl and the whole Foo Fighters band. And I saw them live at Reading, and I don't know. It would be really banging if I could play with them.
Yeah.
And then but I think that if there's one band that would top off completely, it would be Idols. Like Joey Calbor and like the whole Idols band. I don't know. They're just like I could probably like sing every lyrics to every song in their albums.
Wow.
Like, I just love them a lot.
It just goes in. That's sweet, man. Good.
Yeah, so I don't know. This is a quite tough question because, like, if it's who I would want to be on stage, like just a person, I would most likely say my brother. But as a band, I would say Elton John. I don't know. I just like his stage presence.
Yeah. Again, another full of energy. These are quite big people, all of them, really. It's like so that's it's interesting how we sort of like music influences our decisions and that, doesn't it? And, so going from that, then there's another question in there, which is quite sort of like it's another hard one. So it's like basically outside of music, so completely not to do with music. Who are your influences? Who's had an influence on your life outside of music?
Oh, damn. They can't be like an artist or anything.
As
Like
what, a painter or something? Painter it could be.
I don't know that many painters. I'm not gonna lie.
No, but not an artist. No, not something outside of music. So this is what I mean for musicians, because this is who you are. This is your life. This is what you're about. And finding something outside of that to sort of say, well, that's influenced me. It's really hard. I think as you all get older, you'll find there's other things that come into that. But at the moment, I think you're quite young and you sort of like got all this music stuff on you, so.
I think that for me, it's probably Hilly Crystal, the founder of CBGBs.
Yeah.
That's probably my biggest inspiration. He just had like such a DIY aesthetic to himself. He kind of just ran the most iconic punk bar with himself and his family. But I don't know. I just look at him and I think, damn, like that's one of the biggest inspirations, not only to the genre but to myself as well. So Hilly Crystal would definitely be that person for me.
Cool. Anyone else got any?
I'd say maybe Tom Austin and Evan Mock, probably. Tom Austin, just because I think he's got a cool character. I don't really have any like deep sort of like influences that have made me feel like, oh, I really want to do this or like accomplish this. I just have like influences that make me think, oh, maybe I could be a bit more like them because they're pretty cool. So I say like Tom Austin because he just seems pretty like carefree and funny and he dresses nice. I'd say Evan Mock because he literally just does his own thing completely. I don't even know what like job description you'd give him because he just bought all these high-end brands and like takes photos for Travis Scott and Model
Wait,
Show.
when you say someone Austin, do you mean Nico Bellic?
I mean Nico Bellic, yeah.
Oh, that's funny. Yeah.
Okay.
And Evan Mock just because like he dresses nice. He does it. He's completely comfortable in himself, and you can like see that. I think that's really sick.
Cool, man.
That's a hard question because I actually think most of my influences are musicians. Does family count, or is that like a cheap way out?
No, certainly. That's fine.
It's probably
It's not a
like
cheap
my
way
mum
out
and
at all.
sisters, I guess, because they've influenced most of the things I do, to be honest, and the music I like to begin with, and the kind of person I am. So I'd say they are probably big influences in my life, and yeah, I think they're probably the best ones.
Cool. That's good. That's cool, man. I like that. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, mine is a bit similar to Kane, but also not really. It's just like I always had this never-ending war with my brother to see who would be better, and he started playing the drums, and then I had the opportunity, and I started as well. So it's like this war where like we influence each other, kind of. But like outside of that, it's literally just Elon Musk. I don't know. He's a meme legend.
Elon Musk.
Yeah.
Cool.
Elon Musk.
Just a legend.
XA12.
Have you seen the
Why the
satellite?
hell?
Have you seen the Starlink?
No.
The Starlink.
What?
Did you say Elon Musk? Yeah.
Yeah.
Are you talking about the rocket thing?
Yeah. So he's launching like 340,000 satellites or something, and they've been up. 25th of April was the last one. But I was out walking down in Ham and suddenly saw this thing going across the sky, and I thought, oh, it's a satellite. And then my eye on the right just caught another one just behind it, and then another one. I was like, I just watched this row of lights going across the sky, and we didn't know what was going on. It was like, whoa, what's that? Yeah.
Imagine being a meme legend and a billionaire that like can do whatever they want. Like he opens his own like
Imagine being married to
space company.
Yeah. It's cool.
He might be president of America. He's gonna go for it.
Yeah, could do. He was Tesla as well, wasn't he? He's Tesla.
Yeah.
So that's
he's loaded.
The best part of it is when you think of Elon Musk, Tesla is both like the first and the last thing you think about.
Yeah.
The first thing I think about is his kid.
Yeah, Kyle.
Why the hell did he call his kid XAE bloody, I don't know what?
That's Kyle and like whatever.
I don't care what it is, just call him Kyle.
That is not Kyle, where's the K?
I think Chi, the X is Chi, I think. And Chi is pronounced Ki.
Whatever you say, boss.
Chi is pronounced Ki, as in the Chinese Chi and the Japanese Ki.
I know, I don't know, but there's a meme about it.
Okay.
I don't know.
The Chinese call the energy flow through your body the Chi, CHI, and the Japanese have the same thing, but they call it Ki, Ki. It's just a language thing. Yeah, I did a lot of martial arts when I was young. I did 25
We're
years
getting into Dragon Ball type stuff.
Did what?
Right.
Oh, there's a guy riding his bike with a popsicle in his mouth. That was really weird.
Right, so that was quite a bit serious. That little couple of questions, wasn't it? So we need to start something that's a bit funny. And funniest moment in a live gig. You remember the funniest moment in a live gig?
I mean, funniest. I don't know.
Weirdest, funniest.
When I dropped on top of the drum kit.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, they
I
were.
on the drum kit and I just fell on top of it.
It wasn't even mine, you know.
Oh yeah.
But I was playing like, imagine like we're ending our set and we were like not the first but not the last band. I remember which one we were. But there were still people to play after us, right? And we get on stage, we are playing our last song. Gabriel thinks it's an amazing idea to go on top of the drum kit and he slips off. I don't know what happened. He fell on top of it. He broke one of the floor toms, like the legs. So whoever was playing had to play without a floor tom for the rest of the gig.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, it's a common thing for sort of like, people that are leading the band to sort of jump on other people's stuff, innit? It's like...
Yeah.
He's learning, don't worry.
At least it wasn't my drum kit.
I've also broken
though, isn't it?
the guitar strap when I broke it in Bishul.
Yeah.
That was a banging moment.
That wasn't really... I mean, that was the most epic.
Yeah, that was sick.
I think personally for me the funniest one is like there's this gig where I kept unplugging from the DI box, but I didn't. I don't know what I was doing. But I think I was just walking a bit too much around the stage. I kept unplugging, so half the time I didn't know I was actually playing anymore.
Oh,
So,
sure.
Wait, was that Thieves Landing?
I think so because
That happened to me at Thieves Landing. That was awful.
Because it was such a bad setup that I literally didn't even realize because the monitoring and stuff
It was a good gig. Like, as in the energy that people were giving was beautiful, but the gig was not organized.
It was a fun day though, I can't lie. Just the whole irony of it was quite funny.
Yeah.
So doing
Imagine
that,
you could see the back.
So I look at sort of like the way we do sound and stuff like that, and what we're using sound at the moment with the sort of like wireless systems and bits and pieces, and sound is changing a lot. You know, the way they're trying to reduce the wiring a lot out of everything. So have you guys ever worn the in-ear sort of monitors at all, and how have you found them if you have?
That high budget.
We used them at our live session.
Wait,
like it wasn't. No. It wasn't in ears. It was like over ears, but like same thing. It's the same system essentially. So.
But he's talking about wireless stuff while playing live.
I was gonna use them at O2 Islington, but we ran out of time because a band decided that they don't want to set up like the drum kit with like 10,000 cymbals. So we didn't have a sound check.
Wow,
it was amazing.
We had a line check instead.
Yeah.
I don't trust myself with that stuff like the in-ears. I think it's too expensive for me to.
I think it's just
be responsible for.
Yeah.
It depends on the engineer from my point of view. Like if I don't trust the engineer, I'm not going to put it on. I'm not trying to get feedback in my ears.
Yeah. That's the other thing, isn't it? Yeah. Well, you see, the thing is, like with our Soundcraft system, we could actually. This is what we're looking at. All the stuff that we could do. If you all had in-ear stuff, we can actually put on your phone that you can have your in-ear monitor, and you can do what you like with it. You can. So the sound engineer has no control over what you hear in your in-ear monitor because we give you we put it on your phone and you just have it. And then
that's
you
what
can
a lot of
listen
people
to
do in churches.
Yeah.
Like gospel players do that a lot.
Yeah.
The problem is I know fuck all about in-ear monitors. So I feel like if the engineer didn't give me feedback, I would give myself the feedback.
Someone's not paying attention in engineering class, are they? Then
let's just
pay
be honest.
attention more in class, young man.
They have a whole lesson every week on monitors.
Yeah, but I know how to. I don't know. Like I would be able to do like monitors on the floor and shit, but I just don't trust myself.
It's quite interesting that some of the new bands we're getting in now, a lot of them when they're sort of we're talking pre-gig, and they're telling us, oh, have you got a speaker for the keyboard, or how do we do this and how do we do that? There's a lot but when you see them, they're actually quite a good little band together, but they don't know about how the sound system works. So when you sort of say, okay, a Shure SM58 mic has got an angle on it, which actually, if you get that in the wrong area of the speaker, if someone hasn't crossed those frequencies out of the system and dialed them out, you're going to get a massive feedback. But understanding that, we're at the other end going like, when we watch someone with a microphone and they're walking out to the crowd, you're thinking, okay, let's make sure that frequency doesn't hit across this speaker, because if he walks in front of the speaker, it may hurt. If he's walking backwards towards the speaker and the microphone's there, or if he's got the guitar head near that sort of speaker over that back of that speaker, there's so much stuff you've got to think about, and it's hard to.
When people
sometimes.
Close the feedback loop.
Huh?
That's annoying. When people like close the feedback loop by like putting their hand on a mic.
Yes.
It just makes it worse.
Yeah.
That's
just go like and it's bang. Yeah. And I think we did a little trial thing down at because we like train all our guys, and we actually rinsed out a system down at the basement door in Richmond, so we could actually stand shouting full on, microphone with a monitor right underneath us and a speaker right above and the microphone right in between them, shouting full on and no feedback at all. That's how we want to get a system working, But when you're rushing around and moving things around, and if you haven't got X's on the spots where you put your monitors, it's quite hard. Anyway, enough shit about basement door and everything. But we'll donate. So we're gonna now. So we're gonna do now. We're gonna play. This is Jane again, but the live.
No, this is
Ukraine.
Ukraine. This is Ukraine live with Elam. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
So Elam is your college.
Yeah, I guess so.
Cool.
Best college ever.
Yeah.
Amazing. Like I don't like school, but I like going there, and I actually miss it, which is weird.
Yeah, wow. Must be hard if you miss
Having
it.
fun.
I think when you sort of like, when I left school, it's quite a hard thing to sort of think, oh, I miss seeing my mates every day and going to somewhere where you're all meeting together. Because when you're working and you're going out from it, your life changes a bit and things do change quite a bit. So I think while you're at school, people in college and everything like that, people might go like, oh, it's not really good here, I want to get out. But then when you get out, it's like, oh, I miss that, I want to go back. But anyway, okay, let's go.
It's just like everything. The teachers are just amazing.
Yeah,
They really
some teachers are amazing.
Okay,
Hey, I don't know. I'm not gonna say anything because I don't know.
Careful.
We don't know where this is going, man.
At least some of them know now they're okay. And that's probably all of them, because if they're all thinking that refers to them, they'll be all right, won't they? That'll be good. Okay.
Yeah, I hope so.
Let's go and listen to
I think
Ukraine.
all music teachers are good.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go and listen to Ukraine, and then we'll come back and say goodbye. All right? Cheers, guys.
All right.
Cool. Okay, so that was good. So we've come to the end of our interview, and we look forward to seeing you guys again soon. Obviously, with the Hamwell Hootie being postponed this year or cancelled this year, whatever it's going to be, you're still on the lineup. So we're going to keep you on for that. So whenever that comes back, we'll send you the date if it does this year or next year, and we'll just get you back in and do that. And hopefully, we'll have a good time. Be good. So thank you very much for doing this, guys. And we'll keep promoting anything you want to tag us into and that, and we'll just promote it. We'll stick it on our story as well and give you and keep on streaming that stuff.
Thank you so much.
Streaming Jane and Ukraine, that's good. All right.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Have a
guys.
good one.
See you later. Cheers.
Bye.